Hello and welcome to this very special Steve Software Shack. You're probably thinking, wait, you're not Steve, you're some animated character, and you're right. But I wanted to take this opportunity to show everybody what I've been working on these last few months. This is a project I've been doing in Unreal Engine. The plan here is that I want to relaunch the cartoon series that I was working on last year, Galaxy Core. That's a project that I made a pilot for, using 2D animated characters and 3D art that I had done here in Unreal. I wasn't the happiest with the results, so I wanted to retool some things, update to 3D models, and here's what I'm looking at. What really makes this project interesting, this way of animating interesting, is these puppets that I've made. These are 3D models that I had done in Blender. What you're seeing is a combination of traditional skeletal animation. Everything below the waist is skeletal. So if I walk around, that leg motion is just canned animation like you'd see in a traditional video game. But above the waist, specifically my hands and head are being tracked, and I'm using inverse kinematics to figure out the positions for all the other bones, and that's driving this this animated character here. I can then record the animation, and using pre-recorded audio like I'm doing here, I can hear that audio and act out the scene and actually record this animation as an Unreal sequencer animation. I can then record over this animation in multiple passes using an Xbox 360 controller to control specific parts of the body. So in the first pass here, you'll see that we only have the motion data from the headset. In the second pass, we add looking and blinking. In the third pass, I can control the eyebrows. And the mouth, it can be controlled in its own pass, or it can be driven by an input audio file like it's being done here. Support for further actions like emotions and expressions is built in, but I haven't made the art for any of those for this character yet. There are also some interesting things going on here on the rendering side. Since I'm using Unreal 4.22 and I have an RTX 2080 graphics card, I can use some of the ray tracing features. And we're using those here for reflections and for shadows. You can see that throughout the bridge set here, we have these curved surface TVs, like an old tube television. And I have the reflective properties there. You can see the display on the screen, but you can also see an accurate reflection of the environment, and it's taking the curvature of the screen into account. This isn't actually a screen space reflection or a pre-captured reflection that you might see in a traditional game. This is all done in real time, so you'll actually see all of the characters and their animation accurately reflected in the screen. It's pretty cool, and it really speeds up the workflow, not having to worry about building shadow maps for every single object here. The shadows are just being calculated in real time. It looks better, and it runs pretty good. And since I'm just exporting video frames that people are going to end up watching in YouTube at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that that most people don't have the hardware to run the ray tracing. So it's perfect for me. I've also finished a preliminary version of the Frakes character as well as Heckler. Now I just have to, get some scripts written and start actually producing the cartoon. It was months and months of work to get to this point where I now have a pretty useful little library for building my own cartoons. And as you can see here, I'm not restrained by the limits of accessibility to other people. I can hop in and embody as many characters as I want. It's pretty exciting. I'm very excited about the possibilities, and I hope you all check out the cartoon once it actually launches.